Jimmy Kimmel gets confront for show Mockery. Royals at War, an excerpt from Prince Harry's book Spare was leaked, claiming that in 2019, Prince William physically attacked Harry after a disagreement with Meghan Markle. This may seem normal among brothers, but we're talking about royal brothers here. Now that this is out, everyone wanted to know more about the incident, including famous talk show host Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy made fun of Prince Harry's book by performing a skit that recreated the reported argument between Harry and Prince William. However, Harry was not pleased with this, especially coming from someone whom he considered a friend. Jimmy presented his hilarious version of the alleged incident in a sketch named Two Princes: A True Story on his talk show Jimmy Kimmel Live. The sketch featured actors dressed as Prince and portraying Harry and Charles in purple feather bows and velvet robes. Jimmy Kimmel aired an exaggerated performance of two people fighting in a kitchen. The two figures humorously depicted the feud between the royal brothers. Prince Harry, who stepped away from royal duties to focus on his family with Meghan, was reported to be angry not only with Kimmel for making fun of him, but also with the leaked copies of his memoir. According to Prince Harry's new memoir, just two words caused a disagreement between Meghan Markle and Kate Middleton prior to their wedding in 2018. The Sun obtained an early copy of Spare, which was mistakenly put on sale in Spain before its official release. The book details Harry's experience within the royal family. It was reported that the tension between Meghan and Catherine started during conversation about the wedding rehearsal and flower girl dresses when Catherine became upset. Meghan was said to have made the remark about having baby brain, which clearly made Catherine uncomfortable. Catherine was reported to have asked Meghan for an apology, stating that she didn't know her well enough to discuss her hormones in that manner. This led to a make-up meeting over tea a few weeks later, where Prince William informed Meghan that her rude comment was not the British way of doing things. Harry stated in his memoir that Meghan told Prince William to take your finger out of my face. In Jimmy's sketch, two actors dressed as Prince reenacted the physical altercation between Prince William and Harry. He came at me and we tussled. A voiceover quoting from Spare read, as the two began to fight and slapped each other with their eyes closed. I fell onto the dog's dish, causing it to break under my weight and the fragments cut into me, and then described William twirling the necklace as the dog dish broke into pieces. In the skit, Harry claimed he made William face consequences, and the actor drew a purple guitar, playing a tune with a sulky look on his face as William shielded his ears from the noise. The camera focused on a 2018 calendar featuring the Queen as the altercation continued. Finally, the two princes bowed to the audience and laughed as petals were tossed at them. Other sources that obtained copies of Harry's book have confirmed the account of the disagreement between Meghan and Kate. US Weekly reported another disagreement between the two, this time about Princess Charlotte's flower girl dress, which resulted in Meghan crying. Originally, the press reported that Meghan made Kate cry over a dispute about the flower girl dresses before the wedding. Harry alleged in his memoir that the argument was over Catherine insisting the dress be remade because it didn't fit Charlotte properly, with only 4 days left before the wedding. He claimed that Catherine refused to take Charlotte to see Meghan's tailor, who had been waiting since 8 a.m. Harry recounted finding Meghan crying on the floor of their home after learning of her father's heart attack. He stated that Catherine had apologized. This was not the first time the public has heard of the story. In her interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, Meghan also shared this incident with her, saying, "The reverse of what was reported happened, and I don't say that to be disparaging toward anyone, because it was a really hard week of the wedding, and Kate was upset about something, but she owned it and she apologized and she brought me flowers and a note apologizing, and she did what I would do if I knew that I hurt someone, right? Just take accountability for it." What was shocking was 6 or 7 months after our wedding that the reverse of that would be out in the world. In response to Oprah's question about why the palace's press office didn't correct the false narrative that was reported, Meghan replied, "That's a good question. I would hope that Kate would have wanted that corrected. Maybe in the same way that the palace wouldn't let anyone else negate it. They wouldn't let her, because she's a good person." What shocked people the most was Prince Harry's claims in his memoir that he was physically confronted by his older brother, Prince William. The said incident happened in 2019 at Harry's London home Nottingham cottage on the grounds of Kensington Palace. Harry said that his brother was already piping hot when he arrived at his home. William said to Harry that Meghan was difficult, rude, and abrasive, to which Harry responded that William was just saying the things that the press accused Meghan of. Harry told Prince William that he was acting like an heir, and the two basically threw insults at each other. Prince William said to Harry that he was only trying to help him, and Harry replied saying, "Are you serious?" Harry said in reply, per the report, "Help me." "Sorry, is that what you call this, helping me?" When things seemed to calm down, Harry gave Prince William a glass of water and said to him that he did not want to speak to William when he was acting that way. However, it got heated again and the argument turned into physical altercation. Harry wrote in his book, "He set down the water, called me another name, and then came at me. It all happened so fast, so very fast. He grabbed me by the collar, ripping my necklace, and knocked me to the floor. I landed on the dog's bowl, which cracked under my back, the pieces cutting into me. I lay there for a moment, dazed, then got to my feet and told him to get out." Harry recounted that William told him to stand up for himself and fight back, but when he declined, William left and later returned with a regretful look and an apology. According to Harry's account, when William was leaving, he allegedly turned around and told Harry not to tell Meghan about the argument, but Harry says he retorted by asking if William meant he had physically attacked him. Prince William allegedly responded by saying, "I didn't attack you, Harold." Harry claimed he later sought help from a therapist and only told Meghan about the altercation after she noticed bruises and scrapes on his back. Harry wrote, "She wasn't that surprised and wasn't all that angry. She was terribly sad." Throughout his book, Harry expressed frustration at being the spare prince, which ran as a common thread in chapters covering his upbringing, education, work in the royal family and army, family relationships, courtship and marriage to Meghan, and their journey to parenthood. Early in the book, Harry recounted the story of his father, King Charles, allegedly telling his mother, Princess Diana, on the day of his birth, "Wonderful, now you've given me an heir and a spare. My work is done." Harry and Meghan first met in 2016 and got married at Windsor Castle in 2018. As the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they initially served as working members of the royal family, but soon distanced themselves and eventually established a mostly separate life, residing in Canada and later California. Their hostile departure from the royal family has been heavily reported in the media, including through their own media outreach, such as the much-publicized interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021 that sparked widespread controversy globally and across the Atlantic. Issues from the Oprah interview and a recent Netflix documentary, including Meghan's struggles with a miscarriage and suicidal thoughts, and allegations of racism within the royal family, are extensively addressed in Harry's book. Harry's book was set to be released on January 10, and prior to its release, 2 TV interviews with ITV News' Tom Bradby and CNN's Anderson Cooper would air. Jimmy Kimmel and Prince Harry have had previous interactions. Jimmy was part of the celebrity lineup for the Vax Live concert in May 2021, which was co-chaired by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to raise funds for vaccine equity. However, before sharing the stage with Prince Harry, Jimmy commented on the couple's Oprah Winfrey interview during his show and questioned certain aspects of their reveal. The host said, "I thought Meghan and Harry came across well. They seemed genuine. But there was one part of the interview that didn't ring true to me, when Oprah asked them if they had seen a certain Netflix show. Oprah asked Harry and Meghan if they watched The Crown, to which they replied that they had watched some of it. It sounded off to Jimmy, saying, "Alright, no one watches some of The Crown. Once you start The Crown, you've finished The Crown. You're hooked." Oprah then asked the couple about a specific scene portrayed on Netflix showing Princess Diana's tour in Australia, where she was popular with the public and seen as upstaging Prince Charles. Harry concurred that the way Meghan was handled post-tour reminded him of his mother's experience, and he added, saying, "I just wish that we would all learn from the past." In a trailer from Harry's interview with Bradby, he was asked if he would come to his father's coronation if invited. Harry answered, saying, "There's a lot that can happen between now and then, but the door is always open. The ball is in their court. There's a lot to be discussed, and I really hope that they're willing to sit down and talk about it." Bradby also questioned Harry if he thought that he had breached his family's privacy by being part of the Netflix documentary and writing his memoir. Bradby said, "Some people will say you've railed against invasions of your privacy all your life, and the accusation will be here. Are you invading the privacy of your nearest and dearest without permission?" Harry responded, "That will be the accusation from people that don't understand or don't want to believe that my family has been briefing the press. When Bradby speculated that Prince William may be asking Harry, "How could you do this to me after everything?" Harry replied he would probably say all sorts of different things. In a separate interview, Harry mentioned the leaking and planting of stories in the British media and continued to speak to Bradby, saying, "It never needed to be this way. I want a family, not an institution." In another part of the interview, Harry stated that they believe it's better to portray us as villains and that they haven't demonstrated any desire to make amends. However, it was unclear who he was referring to. He added, "I would like to get my father back. I would love to have my brother back." Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace have not made any statement regarding Harry's remarks on TV or in his book. An insider told The Times, saying, "It is exhausting, it is exasperating, but it's not distracting. It will burn itself out." What do you think of Prince William and Harry's feud? Will they get over this? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned for more interesting videos. Are you not entertained? If you are, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.